Imagine if you could transform every relationship and every interaction by mastering your emotions. This audiobook reveals the secrets to unlocking your emotional intelligence and social skills, empowering you to connect, communicate, and thrive in every area of life. Start listening now. Introduction. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to navigate through life's toughest challenges with grace, while others struggle despite being highly intelligent or talented? The secret often lies in a crucial but often overlooked skill: emotional intelligence, EQ. You might be familiar with IQ, the traditional measure of intelligence, but here's the real game changer: EQ. It's not just about being smart. It's about being aware of your emotions, managing them effectively, and using this awareness to build strong, meaningful relationships. EQ is the true catalyst for success in nearly every area of life. In this audiobook, we're going to dive deep into how you can unlock the power of emotional intelligence and transform your personal and professional relationships. We'll break down the essential components of EQ, explain how they work, and give you actionable tools to master each aspect. The aim is simple: to help you become more self-aware, more empathetic, and ultimately, more in control of your own emotional life. But why does EQ matter? Well, imagine having the ability to turn stressful situations into opportunities for growth. Picture yourself maintaining calm and focus even in the most challenging circumstances. Visualize how much easier it would be to connect with others, manage conflicts, and thrive at work and at home. Emotional intelligence gives you the tools to do all of this and more. So, if you've been struggling with navigating your emotions, understanding others, or even just connecting in social situations, then this audiobook is exactly what you need. We're going to walk you through it step by step. But before we dive into the practical steps, let's first understand exactly what emotional intelligence is and why it holds such power in shaping our experiences. Chapter 1. Understanding emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? At its core, emotional intelligence, EQ, is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions and the emotions of others. It's more than just being in touch with your feelings. It's the ability to navigate them in a way that benefits you and those around you. When you have high emotional intelligence, you are better equipped to handle life's challenges. You don't get overwhelmed by emotions like anger, sadness, or frustration. Instead, you manage them effectively, using them to your advantage. Imagine being able to pause, reflect, and choose how to respond instead of letting your emotions take control. That's the power of EQ. But it's not just about self-regulation. It's also about empathy and understanding how others feel. Emotional intelligence gives you the ability to see things from someone else's perspective, which is an essential skill for building strong, trusting relationships. It allows you to communicate more effectively, resolve conflicts more smoothly, and collaborate more successfully with others. When you start to develop your emotional intelligence, you'll notice significant improvements in every area of your life: relationships, work performance, health, and overall happiness. You'll feel more centered, confident, and in control of your emotions. And the best part is, EQ is not something you're born with. It can be developed. You can improve your emotional intelligence at any stage of life, and doing so will create ripples of positive change that affect every interaction, decision, and outcome. The 5 core components of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is a complex concept, but it can be broken down into 5 core components. These are 1. Self-awareness, 2. Self-regulation, 3. Motivation, 4. Empathy, 5. Social skills. Each of these components plays a vital role in shaping how we interact with ourselves and others. In the coming chapters, we'll explore each of these in detail, but for now, let's quickly go over what each of these involves. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand your emotions as they happen. It's about being in tune with how you feel and why you feel that way. The more self-aware you are, the better you can manage your emotions and reactions. Self-regulation involves controlling your emotional responses, especially in stressful situations. It's about remaining calm and composed, no matter the external circumstances. Motivation is the ability to harness your emotions to stay focused on your goals and stay positive, even in the face of setbacks. Empathy is the capacity to understand and share the feelings of others. It goes beyond simply sympathizing with them. It involves being able to feel what they're feeling and use that understanding to interact more effectively. Social skills are the abilities that help you manage relationships and communicate effectively with others. This includes everything from conflict resolution to teamwork to understanding nonverbal cues. These components are interconnected. For example, you can't regulate your emotions effectively if you're not self-aware. You can't truly empathize with someone if you haven't first learned how to regulate your own emotions. Each part of emotional intelligence builds upon the other to create a complete framework for emotional mastery. Why does emotional intelligence matter? The first question you might ask is, why should I care about emotional intelligence? Isn't intelligence enough? Isn't being good at math, science, or problem solving the only thing that matters? Well, let's step back and think about it for a moment. Imagine you've been promoted to a leadership role. You're expected to lead a team, solve complex problems, and deliver results. But the real test isn't just in solving problems. It's in how you manage people, how you motivate others, and how you respond to challenges. If you lack emotional intelligence, you may struggle with communication, making decisions under pressure, and handling conflicts. In short, you could struggle with the very thing that makes leadership work: the ability to connect with and inspire others. The same applies to your personal life. Whether you're in a romantic relationship, a friendship, or just interacting with family members, emotional intelligence helps you understand and respond to the feelings of others. It enables you to create stronger, more meaningful relationships, and it helps you avoid unnecessary drama or misunderstandings. Emotional intelligence is the key that unlocks deeper, more fulfilling connections, whether you're leading a team at work, managing a household, or simply navigating day-to-day social situations. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity. The better you understand your own emotions, the more effectively you can work with others, and the more you'll thrive in life. The science behind emotional intelligence. You might be wondering, is emotional intelligence backed by science? The answer is yes. In fact, emotional intelligence has been extensively researched over the last few decades, and numerous studies have shown that people with high EQ tend to have better mental health, stronger relationships, and greater success in their careers. One of the most significant studies on EQ was conducted by psychologist Daniel Goleman, who popularized the concept of emotional intelligence. Goleman's research showed that emotional intelligence was often more important than traditional intelligence, IQ, when it came to predicting success in life. He argued that emotional intelligence is critical not just in leadership or social situations, but also in dealing with personal stress, making decisions, and maintaining overall well-being. Science has also shown that emotional intelligence is closely linked to the brain's ability to regulate emotions. It's not just about thinking logically. It's about feeling with emotional clarity. With EQ, your brain becomes better equipped to understand and manage feelings, both yours and those of others. Chapter 2. Self-awareness. Imagine this. You wake up, feeling restless and a little agitated. You can't quite place why, but something is off. Maybe it's the looming deadlines at work, a disagreement with a friend, or the unspoken tension at home. You feel a surge of frustration, but you're not sure how to express it. Before you know it, Your emotions are controlling your day and you're reacting without thinking. Have you been here? Now imagine a different scenario. You wake up feeling the same way, restless, agitated, but this time, something's different. Before you jump into your day, you pause for a moment. You take a deep breath and tune in to what's going on inside you. You recognize the frustration and understand where it's coming from. Instead of reacting to it blindly, you decide to take action with intention. You choose to communicate your feelings calmly or to let go of the stress, knowing that it doesn't serve you. What's the difference between these two scenarios? Self-awareness. In the first scenario, you were at the mercy of your emotions, reacting instinctively and often impulsively. In the second, you had control because you recognized your emotional state and understood its source. Self-awareness is the first step in mastering emotional intelligence, and it sets the foundation for everything else. It allows you to see your emotions clearly, understand why they occur, and then choose how to respond instead of letting them dictate your actions. This is exactly what we'll explore in this part. How to cultivate self-awareness so that you can start to manage your emotions with intention and clarity. Trust me, this skill is transformative. Once you develop it, you'll notice a profound shift in how you approach challenges, handle stress, and interact with the world around you. It's the first step toward becoming the person you want to be. What is self-awareness? At its core, self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand your emotions as they arise. It's about paying attention to what you're feeling, why you're feeling it, and how those emotions influence your thoughts and behaviors. But it goes deeper than just acknowledging that you're feeling frustrated, happy, or sad. Self-awareness is the ability to observe your emotions without judgment, to see them for what they are, and to understand the underlying causes. You might think this is something simple. After all, we all experience emotions, right? But if you really think about it, how often do you stop and truly pay attention to your feelings? How often do you take a moment to reflect on why you're feeling the way you do? Most of us go through life on autopilot, reacting to situations without ever really understanding why we feel the way we do or how those emotions affect our decisions. But self-awareness invites us to break that cycle. It's not just about recognizing emotions like anger or happiness. Self-awareness is about getting curious about those emotions. It's about asking yourself questions like, why am I feeling this way? What triggered this emotion? How is this emotion influencing the way I'm thinking and behaving? When you develop self-awareness, you start to see patterns in your emotional life. You begin to notice what makes you anxious, what inspires you, and what causes you to shut down. You begin to understand how your emotions impact your decisions, and you can start to make more conscious choices. Why is self-awareness important? Self-awareness is the cornerstone of emotional intelligence because it provides the foundation for everything else. Without self-awareness, you can't regulate your emotions, empathize with others, or build meaningful social connections. It's like trying to drive a car without knowing how to read the dashboard. If you don't know what's going on inside of you, you can't effectively respond to the world around you. But the benefits of self-awareness go beyond just emotional mastery. When you are more self-aware, you become more in tune with your values, strengths, and weaknesses. This clarity allows you to make better decisions in all areas of life. You'll know what truly matters to you, and you'll be able to prioritize accordingly. Self-awareness also improves your relationships. The more you understand yourself, the better you can communicate with others and relate to their feelings. It's not about being perfect or never having negative emotions. It's about knowing how to deal with them in healthy, constructive ways. In the workplace, self-awareness is crucial for effective leadership and collaboration. Leaders with high self-awareness are able to manage their emotions and make rational decisions even under pressure. They're also able to recognize their own biases and blind spots, which leads to better decision-making and more equitable treatment of others. Similarly, People with high self-awareness tend to have more fulfilling personal relationships because they are able to communicate their emotions clearly and navigate conflicts with empathy. So, why wait? If you want to improve your life and develop a more meaningful connection with yourself and others, self-awareness is your first step. How to develop self-awareness? Now that we've established why self-awareness is so important, let's dive into how you can develop it. Fortunately, self-awareness is a skill, not an innate trait, which means you can improve it with practice. Here are some actionable steps you can take to enhance your self-awareness. 1. Start a daily reflection practice. One of the most effective ways to increase self-awareness is through regular reflection. Journaling is a powerful tool for this. Set aside time each day to write down your thoughts and feelings. Don't worry about grammar or structure. Just let your thoughts flow freely. Reflect on your emotional experiences throughout the day. What made you happy? What upset you? How did you respond? The act of writing things down helps you gain clarity and insight into your emotions. You can also use journaling to track patterns in your emotional life. For example, you might notice that certain situations or people trigger specific emotions. This awareness can help you anticipate your emotional responses and make more intentional choices in the future. 2. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, you can become more aware of your emotions as they arise, rather than reacting automatically. When you notice yourself feeling a strong emotion, take a moment to breathe and observe the emotion without judgment. Notice how it feels in your body and where it's coming from. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? And what do I need right now? Mindfulness also helps you become more aware of your thoughts and how they influence your emotions. When you catch yourself thinking negative or self-critical thoughts, you can choose to replace them with more positive, supportive thoughts. 3. Get feedback from others. Sometimes we're not fully aware of how our emotions are affecting others. Asking for feedback from trusted friends, family members, or colleagues can help you gain a clearer perspective on how you're showing up in the world. Ask them how they perceive your emotional responses in various situations. Are you calm and composed, or do you tend to get reactive? Do you communicate your feelings clearly, or do you bottle them up? Honest feedback is an invaluable tool for increasing self-awareness. 4. Practice emotional check-ins. Throughout the day, take a moment to check in with yourself. Ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? Are you tense, happy, anxious, or excited? What's going on inside of you? You can even set reminders on your phone to do this several times a day, or incorporate it into your existing habits, e.g., when you wake up, before you eat lunch, or right before bed. The goal of these check-ins is to become more aware of your emotions in real time. This allows you to intervene before emotions spiral out of control, and it helps you maintain a sense of emotional balance. 5. Examine your core values. Self-awareness isn't just about understanding your emotions, it's also about understanding your core values. When you're clear on what matters most to you, you can make decisions that align with your values. Spend some time reflecting on your personal values. What principles guide your actions? What do you stand for? When you align your actions with your values, you'll feel more authentic and fulfilled. Conclusion: embracing your emotional journey. Self-awareness is the gateway to emotional intelligence. It's the first step on your journey to becoming the best version of yourself, because once you understand your emotions, you can start to manage them. You'll respond to life's challenges with clarity and calm, build better relationships, and make decisions that align with your true values. As you continue to practice self-awareness, remember that it's not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about getting better every day at recognizing and understanding your emotions. In the next part of this audiobook, we'll explore the second core component of emotional intelligence, self-regulation. Once you've cultivated awareness of your emotions, you'll need the skills to manage them effectively. So, keep reflecting, keep checking in with yourself, and remember, every step you take toward greater self-awareness is a step toward a more fulfilling life. Chapter 3. Self-regulation. Imagine this. You are in a meeting at work, tensions are rising, and someone makes a comment that gets under your skin. The old you would have snapped, said something you'd regret, and the conversation would have spiraled into conflict. But today, something is different. Instead of reacting immediately, you pause. You feel the rush of frustration, but instead of letting it control you, you take a deep breath, focus on your breathing, and allow the feeling to pass. You choose to respond calmly with clarity and focus, and you steer the conversation back on track. You've just exercised the powerful skill of self-regulation. This is what emotional intelligence is all about. Not letting your emotions control you, but mastering them. Self-regulation is the ability to manage your emotions, especially in challenging or high-stress situations, so that you can respond in a calm and effective manner. When you master self-regulation, you're not just reacting to the world around you. You're taking control of how you show up in every moment. It's about choosing how to respond, rather than letting your emotions dictate your actions. Self-regulation is one of the most powerful tools in your emotional intelligence toolkit. It's what helps you stay composed in stressful situations, make better decisions, and avoid rash actions that you might regret later. The best part? Self-regulation can be learned just like any other skill. And by the end of this chapter, you'll understand exactly how to strengthen this crucial component of emotional intelligence. What is self-regulation? At its core, self-regulation is the ability to manage your emotional responses, particularly during stressful or challenging moments. It's about controlling your impulses, staying calm under pressure, and avoiding emotional outbursts that could harm relationships or derail your goals. In essence, it's the opposite of letting your emotions hijack your actions. Instead, you consciously choose how you respond to situations, making decisions that are in line with your long-term objectives rather than acting impulsively based on immediate emotional reactions. Think about how often we let emotions get the best of us. Maybe you've been in a situation where someone said something offensive, and your initial reaction was to lash out or shut down. In those moments, emotions like anger, frustration, or anxiety take over, and we react without thinking. The beauty of self-regulation is that it empowers you to take a step back before acting. It's the ability to recognize when emotions are building up inside you and make the conscious decision to channel them constructively. But self-regulation isn't just about controlling negative emotions like anger or frustration. It's also about managing positive emotions like excitement or joy. Sometimes our positive emotions can be just as disruptive as negative ones, especially when they lead to impulsive decisions or overexuberance. Self-regulation helps you maintain a balanced, thoughtful approach to every situation, regardless of how you're feeling in the moment. Why self-regulation matters? You might be thinking, isn't it natural to react to emotions? Why should I have to control them? And while it's completely natural to feel emotions, self-regulation is important because it allows you to choose your response rather than being driven by your emotions. Think about it. Life is full of unexpected situations, stressful deadlines, difficult conversations, conflicts with others. If you let your emotions take over in those moments, you're more likely to act in ways that don't align with your values, hurt your relationships, or hinder your progress. Here's the key. Self-regulation helps you remain aligned with your goals and values. When you stay calm and composed, you can make decisions that support your long-term well-being, rather than being swept up in temporary emotional reactions. For example, if you're in a conflict with a colleague and you let anger drive your response, you might escalate the situation and damage the relationship. However, if you regulate your emotions, you can express your feelings in a respectful way and find a solution that benefits everyone. In the workplace, self-regulation is essential for effective leadership. Leaders who can manage their emotions and stay calm under pressure are better able to make sound decisions, inspire their teams, and create a positive work environment. On a personal level, self-regulation can improve your relationships by helping you respond to others with empathy and understanding, rather than reacting impulsively or defensively. Self-regulation also plays a key role in mental health. Chronic stress, anxiety, and anger can take a toll on your well-being. But when you learn to regulate your emotions, you can better manage these feelings and reduce their negative impact on your health. The more you practice self-regulation, the more resilient you become in the face of challenges, and the better you are at maintaining your emotional equilibrium. How to improve self-regulation? The good news is that self-regulation is a skill that you can develop over time. It's not about suppressing your emotions. It's about learning to manage them in a way that serves you and others. So, how can you develop this powerful skill? Here are some practical techniques to help you strengthen your self-regulation. 1. Practice the pause. One of the most effective tools for self-regulation is to pause before reacting. In emotionally charged situations, our natural instinct is to react quickly. But this impulsive response often leads to regret later on. By simply taking a moment to breathe and pause, you create space between the emotion and your reaction. This pause gives you the opportunity to assess the situation, gather your thoughts, and choose a response that aligns with your values and goals. Next time you feel your emotions rising, try this. Stop, breathe, and count to 5. This gives you a few moments to recenter yourself and decide how you want to handle the situation. 2. Reframe your thoughts. Our emotions are often triggered by the way we interpret situations. For example, if someone cuts you off in traffic, your immediate thought might be, "What a jerk, how dare they?" This leads to feelings of anger and frustration, but self-regulation involves reframing your thoughts to manage your emotional response. You can choose to interpret the situation differently. Maybe they're in a hurry. Maybe they didn't see me. By changing your perspective, you reduce the emotional charge of the situation and can stay calm. Reframing allows you to see the bigger picture and focus on what you can control, rather than letting your emotions dictate your response. It's about shifting your mindset so that you're not at the mercy of your feelings. 3. Use grounding techniques. When your emotions are running high, grounding techniques can help you stay centered. Grounding is the practice of using your senses to bring you back to the present moment. You can do this by focusing on something physical, like the feel of your feet on the ground, or the sensation of your breath as it enters and exits your body. Grounding helps you move out of your head, where emotions run wild, and back into your body, giving you more control over how you respond. 4. Develop emotional awareness. Self-regulation starts with emotional awareness, the ability to recognize your emotions as they arise. By paying attention to your emotions and identifying them in real time, you can catch them before they escalate. This means learning to notice the physical sensations that accompany certain emotions. For example, when you feel anger building, you might notice your chest tightening, your jaw clenching, or your hands becoming tense. These physical signals are your body's way of alerting you to an emotional shift. Once you recognize these signals, you can take steps to regulate your emotions. For instance, if you notice tension in your body, you might take a deep breath or practice progressive muscle relaxation to calm down. 5. Practice stress relief techniques. Stress is one of the biggest triggers for emotional reactivity, so it's important to have tools in place to manage stress effectively. Regular practice of stress relief techniques, such as deep breathing, meditation, or exercise, can help you stay calm and focused. When your body and mind are in a relaxed state, you're less likely to overreact in stressful situations. Consider incorporating daily stress relief practices into your routine. Even a few minutes of deep breathing or meditation each day can help you build emotional resilience over time. 6. Develop healthy coping strategies. Self-regulation isn't just about managing your emotions in the moment. It's also about building resilience so that you can handle difficult emotions more effectively in the future. One key way to do this is by developing healthy coping strategies. This might include talking to a trusted friend, journaling about your feelings, or engaging in activities that help you feel grounded, such as yoga or creative hobbies. The more you develop positive coping mechanisms, the better you'll be at managing your emotions. Chapter 4. Motivation, fueling your drive for success. Introduction. Unlocking the power of motivation. Have you ever experienced that feeling of being stuck when you know what you need to do, but something is holding you back from actually taking action? Maybe it's that goal you set for yourself that's been on your to-do list for months, or the project at work that you know could make a huge difference, but can't seem to get started on. We've all been there. Those moments when the motivation to take action just seems to elude us. But what if I told you that motivation isn't just something you wait for? It's not this fleeting, mysterious force that you either have or you don't. In fact, motivation is a key pillar of emotional intelligence, and it's something you can actively cultivate and harness to drive you forward, no matter the challenge. Motivation is the energy that propels you to take action, to set goals, and to push through obstacles, whether those obstacles are external, like a tough project at work, or internal, like self-doubt. In this part of the audiobook, we'll unlock the secret to lasting motivation, what it is, why it's essential for emotional intelligence, and how to cultivate it in your own life. Whether you're trying to achieve personal goals, excel in your career, or improve your relationships, motivation is the fuel that powers your actions. But it's more than just wanting something badly. It's about understanding the deeper emotional drivers behind your desires and tapping into them to propel you towards success. Are you ready to discover how to turn that inner drive into tangible, positive results? Let's dive in. What is motivation? At its core, motivation is the emotional drive that pushes you to take action toward a specific goal. It's the energy that moves you from thinking about something to actually doing it. Whether it's the desire to lose weight, advance your career, or improve your relationships, motivation is the spark that ignites your actions. However, motivation is more complex than simply feeling driven toward a goal. There are different types of motivation, and understanding them is key to using them effectively. In psychological terms, motivation is often divided into two primary categories. 1. Intrinsic motivation. This is the type of motivation that comes from within. It's when you do something because you find it inherently rewarding or fulfilling. For example, you might enjoy painting because it brings you a sense of peace and accomplishment, not because someone is going to pay you for it. Intrinsic motivation is often more sustainable because it's driven by your internal values and interests. 2. Extrinsic motivation. This type of motivation comes from external factors. It's when you do something because you're seeking a reward or trying to avoid punishment. For example, you might work hard on a project at work to get a promotion or a bonus. While extrinsic motivation can be effective in achieving short-term goals, it's typically less sustainable than intrinsic motivation. That's because once the external rewards are no longer present or the punishment is removed, your drive to continue may diminish. As you'll see, intrinsic motivation is the most powerful force when it comes to long-term success. When your motivations align with your personal values and goals, you'll feel a sense of purpose that carries you through even the toughest challenges. However, external motivators, like deadlines, accountability partners, or the desire for rewards, can also play a role in helping you stay focused and take action when necessary. The key is to find a balance between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation and use both to propel you forward. It's not just about wanting something in the moment, but understanding why that thing matters to you on a deeper level and how that why can keep you going even when the going gets tough. Why motivation is essential for emotional intelligence. Motivation is the driving force behind emotional intelligence because it directly impacts how you respond to your emotions, set and achieve goals, and maintain focus over time. Without motivation, the other components of emotional intelligence, self-awareness, self-regulation, and empathy, don't carry much weight. Why? Because motivation is what takes you from knowing how you feel, self-awareness, and choosing how to respond, self-regulation, to actually taking action and moving toward your goals. Consider this. If you're self-aware and can recognize when you're feeling stressed or anxious, self-awareness, and you have the ability to calm yourself down and stay composed, self-regulation, that's fantastic. But without motivation, those skills won't lead to tangible results. You'll be calm, but you won't be moving toward your goals. You'll be aware of your feelings, but you won't take steps to address them in a productive way. Motivation is what bridges the gap between emotional control and real-world success. Moreover, motivation helps you maintain a positive mindset. When you're motivated, even the toughest obstacles seem surmountable. You see challenges as opportunities to grow and setbacks as temporary detours rather than failures. Motivation fuels persistence, and persistence is the key to overcoming any difficulty. The science behind motivation. Understanding the psychology of drive. Let's dive into some of the psychology behind motivation. One powerful theory that explains how motivation works is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which suggests that human beings are motivated by different layers of needs, from the most basic to the more complex. According to Maslow, our motivation is driven by 5 levels of needs. 1. Physiological needs. These are basic survival needs like food, water, and shelter. 2. Safety needs. Once physiological needs are met, we seek safety and security in our lives, both physical and emotional. 3. Love and belonging needs. As social beings, we're motivated to connect with others, form relationships, and feel a sense of community. 4. Esteem needs. This level involves the desire for respect, recognition, and achievement. It's the motivation to feel valued and competent. 5. Self-actualization. At the top of the pyramid is the need for personal growth, creativity, and achieving one's full potential. This is the ultimate goal for many people, and it involves pursuing activities that are deeply fulfilling. Maslow's theory shows that motivation is not just about external rewards. It's also about fulfilling deeper emotional needs. As you climb the hierarchy, you move from basic survival towards self-fulfillment. When your motivation is aligned with self-actualization, the desire to grow, learn, and live authentically, your actions are more likely to be meaningful and fulfilling. The key to long-term motivation, then, is to identify what truly matters to you at a deep level. Is it personal growth? Is it contributing to something greater than yourself? By understanding your deeper desires, you can tap into an unshakable motivation that drives you to keep going, even when things get difficult. How to cultivate lasting motivation. Now that we understand what motivation is and why it's so important, let's explore practical ways to cultivate and sustain it in your life. Motivation doesn't just appear out of thin air. It's something you can nurture and build day by day. Here are some proven strategies for strengthening your motivation and keeping it alive. 1. Set clear, meaningful goals. One of the best ways to ignite and sustain motivation is by setting clear, meaningful goals. When you have a specific goal in mind, you know exactly what you're working toward, and that clarity makes it easier to stay focused and committed. But not just any goals will do. Your goals need to be aligned with your values and purpose. When your goals resonate deeply with what matters to you, you'll find yourself more motivated to pursue them. For example, instead of setting a vague goal like get fit, try setting a specific goal like exercise for 30 minutes, 3 times a week to improve my energy levels and overall health. The more specific your goals are, the easier it is to track your progress and stay motivated. 2. Find your why. Understanding the why behind your goal is crucial for motivation. Why do you want to achieve this goal? What is the deeper purpose behind it? When you connect your goal to a meaningful emotional driver, whether it's improving your health, building a better future for your family, or making a positive impact on others, you create a stronger emotional connection to the goal. This deeper connection fuels your motivation, especially during tough times. For instance, if you're working on a career goal, your why might be the desire to provide for your family, or the need to challenge yourself and grow professionally. This deeper emotional connection makes it easier to stay motivated and push through obstacles. 3. Break goals into manageable steps. Large goals can feel overwhelming, and when we feel overwhelmed, motivation tends to slip away. The key is to break down big goals into smaller, manageable steps. Instead of focusing on the massive task ahead, focus on what you can do right now. This keeps the goal feeling achievable and gives you a sense of progress with every step you take. For example, if your goal is to write a book, break it down into smaller tasks like writing 500 words a day or completing 1 chapter per week. By accomplishing smaller tasks, you'll build momentum and keep your motivation high. 4. Celebrate your progress. Motivation thrives on momentum. The more you accomplish, the more motivated you'll feel to continue. Celebrate your small wins along the way. This reinforces positive behavior and reminds you that progress is happening. Whether it's treating yourself to a small reward after completing a task or simply acknowledging how far you've come, celebrating your progress helps maintain your motivation over time. 5. Stay accountable. Accountability is a powerful motivator. When you share your goals with someone, whether it's a friend, family member, or colleague, you're more likely to stay committed to them. Regular check-ins with an accountability partner can help you stay on track and motivated, especially during challenging times. Conclusion: cultivating a lifelong source of motivation. Motivation is the fuel that powers your goals and drives you to take action. It's not something that just comes and goes. It's something you can actively cultivate by aligning your goals with your values, finding your deeper why, and celebrating your progress along the way. By tapping into the emotional drivers behind your goals and using strategies like goal setting, reframing, and accountability, you'll build a steady stream of motivation that carries you towards success, even when the journey gets tough. Chapter 5. Empathy, the heart of emotional intelligence. Imagine you're having a conversation with a friend who's going through a difficult time. They're sharing their feelings, their frustrations, and their hopes, but instead of simply nodding along, you truly listen to them. You don't just hear their words, but you feel what they're feeling. You can almost sense their pain or their joy, and as you listen, you don't rush to offer solutions or advice. Instead, you allow them to fully express themselves, and in that moment, they feel seen, heard, and understood. This is the magic of empathy. Empathy is more than just understanding someone else's feelings. It's about feeling those emotions yourself, putting yourself in another person's shoes, and experiencing the world through their eyes. In the world of emotional intelligence, empathy is often seen as the heart of the entire framework. It's the ability to connect with others on a deeply emotional level, transcending the surface and truly understanding their experiences, perspectives, and needs. This chapter is all about empathy, how it works, why it's crucial for emotional intelligence, and how you can cultivate this powerful skill to improve your relationships and become a more effective leader, friend, and colleague. Empathy isn't just a soft skill. It's a fundamental part of human interaction that allows you to build trust, communicate more effectively, and forge stronger connections with the people around you. And while it may feel like an innate trait, empathy can be developed and nurtured. So, how can you unlock this skill and apply it to your own life? Let's explore. What is empathy? At its core, empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. But it's not just about intellectually understanding what someone else is going through. It's about emotionally resonating with their experience. It's about stepping into someone else's shoes and feeling what they feel, whether that emotion is joy, sadness, fear, or frustration. There are 3 key types of empathy. 1. Cognitive empathy. This is the ability to understand another person's thoughts and perspective. It's intellectual empathy, where you grasp the ideas and reasoning behind someone else's actions, beliefs, or feelings. Cognitive empathy helps you understand where someone is coming from and why they feel the way they do. It's often seen in problem-solving and negotiation scenarios, where understanding the other party's point of view is critical. 2. Emotional empathy. This type of empathy goes beyond understanding someone's thoughts. It's about actually feeling what they feel. Emotional empathy allows you to connect on a deeper emotional level with another person. For example, when someone is upset, emotional empathy helps you feel their sadness as if it were your own. This creates a strong emotional bond between you and the other person as they feel your genuine care and concern. 3. Compassionate empathy. This is the most active form of empathy, as it not only involves understanding and feeling another person's emotions, but also involves taking action to help alleviate their suffering or support their happiness. Compassionate empathy is what drives people to help others, whether by offering a kind word, a listening ear, or practical support. In the context of emotional intelligence, empathy is a blend of all 3 of these forms. It's about not only understanding and sharing another person's emotions, but also responding to those emotions in a way that fosters connection and trust. Empathy allows you to move beyond surface-level interactions and truly engage with the people around you in meaningful ways. Why empathy is crucial for emotional intelligence. Empathy plays a pivotal role in emotional intelligence because it directly influences how we connect with others, navigate social situations, and communicate effectively. Without empathy, we can easily misunderstand others, make assumptions, or fail to recognize the emotional needs of those around us. This can lead to conflict, miscommunication, and weakened relationships. Empathy is foundational to building trust. When people feel that you truly understand them, when they feel seen and heard, they are more likely to open up to you, share their thoughts and concerns, and collaborate with you. In both personal and professional relationships, trust is the bedrock of connection, and empathy is what builds that trust. In the workplace, empathy is essential for effective leadership. Leaders who demonstrate empathy are better able to motivate and inspire their teams. They can recognize when employees are struggling, offer the right support, and create a more positive, productive work environment. Empathetic leaders are also better at resolving conflicts and fostering a culture of inclusivity and respect. They make decisions that consider the well-being of their team members, leading to higher levels of engagement and job satisfaction. Empathy also plays a key role in conflict resolution. When 2 parties are in conflict, empathy helps each side understand the other's perspective, reducing misunderstandings and paving the way for finding common ground. Empathy allows you to approach disagreements with an open mind and a willingness to understand the other person's feelings and needs, which can transform tense situations into opportunities for growth and collaboration. How empathy improves communication. One of the most powerful ways that empathy enhances emotional intelligence is by improving communication. Effective communication isn't just about sharing your own thoughts or ideas. It's about understanding the other person's perspective and responding in a way that shows you truly understand them. When you practice empathy, your communication becomes more thoughtful, compassionate, and attuned to the emotional needs of the other person. Empathetic communication involves 1. Active listening. This is the foundation of empathetic communication. Active listening means giving your full attention to the speaker, not interrupting, and responding in a way that shows you've truly heard what they said. 2. Reflecting and validating emotions. When someone shares their feelings with you, it's important to reflect those emotions back to them. This not only shows that you understand, but also helps the other person feel validated. For example, if a friend is telling you about a challenging situation, you might respond with, "It sounds like you're feeling really frustrated by that. I can understand why that would be tough." By acknowledging their emotions, you show that you care and that you're genuinely engaged in the conversation. 3. Nonverbal communication. Empathy is not just about the words you say, it's also about how you say them. Your body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions all play a role in conveying empathy. For instance, maintaining eye contact, leaning in slightly, and nodding as the other person speaks can signal that you're fully engaged and empathetic to their feelings. Empathetic communication deepens your connections with others and allows you to navigate even difficult conversations with grace. Whether you're providing feedback, discussing sensitive topics, or resolving conflicts, empathy enhances your ability to connect and communicate effectively. How to cultivate empathy. Empathy might feel like an innate ability, but it is, in fact, a skill that can be developed and refined with practice. Here are some strategies to help you strengthen your empathy. 1. Practice active listening. The first step toward developing empathy is becoming a better listener. Active listening means fully focusing on the person speaking, without distractions or interrupting. This may sound simple, but in today's fast-paced world, we often find ourselves thinking about our response while the other person is still talking. To truly empathize, we must listen with the intent to understand, not just to reply. When practicing active listening, give the speaker your full attention, make eye contact, and refrain from judging or interrupting them. Focus on understanding their emotional experience rather than formulating your response in the moment. This allows the other person to feel heard and valued. 2. Put yourself in others' shoes. Empathy requires perspective taking, the ability to imagine what it's like to be in someone else's position. You can do this by asking yourself, how would I feel if I were experiencing what they're going through? This exercise helps you step outside of your own point of view and understand the emotions, thoughts, and challenges the other person might be facing. By regularly practicing this mental exercise, you'll become more attuned to the feelings of others and more likely to respond with compassion and understanding. 3. Observe nonverbal cues. A lot of communication happens nonverbally. People may not always say exactly what they're feeling, but their body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice can reveal a lot about their emotional state. Being able to read these cues allows you to empathize with someone even when they're not explicitly sharing their feelings. For example, if a colleague seems tense and their arms are crossed during a conversation, they may be feeling defensive or closed off. By recognizing these nonverbal signs, you can adjust your approach to be more empathetic and supportive. 4. Be open-minded and non-judgmental. Empathy requires you to suspend judgment and approach others' experiences with an open mind. It's important to recognize that everyone's feelings and experiences are valid, even if they differ from your own. Avoid jumping to conclusions or making assumptions about what someone is going through. Instead, try to listen without judgment and accept their perspective as it is. 5. Share your own vulnerability. Empathy is a two-way street. When you share your own feelings and vulnerabilities with others, you encourage them to do the same. This creates a safe space for mutual understanding and connection. Vulnerability is not a weakness. It's a strength that deepens relationships and fosters empathy. Chapter 6. Social Skills: Mastering the Art of Connection. Have you ever walked into a room and felt instantly connected with someone? Or maybe you've met someone who made you feel at ease, listened to, and understood from the moment you spoke to them. These moments don't happen by chance. People who excel at social skills have a unique ability to navigate interactions with ease, making others feel comfortable, respected, and valued. But let's be clear, social skills aren't just about charming small talk or winning over a crowd. They're about understanding and connecting with others in meaningful ways, fostering collaboration, and maintaining strong, healthy relationships. Whether in personal friendships, professional settings, or casual social interactions, social skills are a vital part of emotional intelligence. At the heart of social skills lies the ability to build rapport, communicate clearly, resolve conflicts effectively, and inspire cooperation. Strong social skills are the foundation for success in both your career and personal life. Imagine being able to engage in any conversation with confidence, handle challenging situations gracefully, and foster genuine connections with the people around you. Sounds pretty powerful, doesn't it? In this chapter, we're going to dive into the importance of social skills and how they play a central role in emotional intelligence. We'll explore how mastering these skills can not only improve your personal and professional relationships, but also enhance your ability to collaborate, lead, and thrive in a wide variety of social situations. If you've ever wondered how some people make socializing seem effortless, how they manage to influence and connect with others so naturally, this chapter will reveal the secrets behind those skills. Let's begin. What are social skills? Social skills are the behaviors and strategies that allow you to interact effectively and harmoniously with others. They're a broad set of abilities that include everything from communication and listening skills to empathy and conflict resolution. Social skills are how we build relationships, navigate complex social dynamics, and manage our interactions with others in both personal and professional settings. At their core, social skills are about understanding people, reading social cues, and knowing how to respond in different situations. They involve the ability to engage in meaningful conversations, build trust, influence others, and maintain positive interactions, even when emotions run high or conflicts arise. Here are some of the key components of social skills. 1. Effective communication, the ability to express yourself clearly, listen actively, and understand others' points of view. 2. Conflict resolution, the ability to manage disagreements in a way that fosters understanding and resolution, rather than escalating tension. 3. Influence and persuasion, the ability to inspire, motivate, and guide others toward common goals. 4. Collaboration, the ability to work well with others, whether in a team or in a partnership, by fostering trust, cooperation, and respect. 5. Emotional awareness in social contexts, the ability to recognize and respond to the emotions of others, ensuring that your interactions are sensitive and considerate. In short, social skills are what allow us to navigate the often complicated and nuanced terrain of human interaction. They're what make us feel comfortable in conversations, allow us to manage conflicts without burning bridges, and help us create a sense of belonging and community wherever we go. Why are social skills crucial for emotional intelligence? In the framework of emotional intelligence, social skills are the practical application of all the other components we've discussed: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, and empathy. Here's why social skills are so important. 1. They bridge emotional awareness and action. Social skills enable you to apply your understanding of your own emotions, self-awareness, and the emotions of others, empathy, in real-world social interactions. You can feel what others are feeling, and your social skills help you communicate that understanding in a way that strengthens relationships. 2. They enable you to build and maintain relationships. Strong relationships are built on trust, mutual respect, and effective communication. Social skills are the tools you use to foster those qualities. Whether you're talking to a colleague, comforting a friend, or negotiating a deal, your ability to connect with others in a positive, respectful way is vital. 3. They help you navigate social dynamics. Every interaction involves some level of social dynamics, whether it's a one-on-one conversation or a group discussion. Social skills help you read the room, gauge the emotions of others, and respond in a way that keeps things moving smoothly. 4. They foster collaboration and cooperation. Whether you're leading a team, working on a project, or simply helping a friend, social skills enable you to collaborate with others effectively. You understand how to motivate people, align their interests with yours, and build relationships that drive collective success. 5. They enhance leadership and influence. Effective leadership is grounded in the ability to connect with and inspire others. Leaders with strong social skills know how to influence and motivate their teams, resolve conflicts, and create an environment where people feel heard, valued, and empowered. Ultimately, social skills are the tools you use to turn emotional intelligence into real-world action. While the other components of emotional intelligence help you understand yourself and others, social skills are what allow you to act on that understanding in a way that positively impacts the people around you. The key components of social skills. Let's take a closer look at some of the key components of social skills and how you can develop them. 1. Effective communication. Communication is arguably one of the most important social skills you can develop. But effective communication isn't just about talking. It's about listening. In fact, listening is often more important than speaking when it comes to building strong relationships. Effective communicators not only express themselves clearly, but also pay close attention to the other person's needs, emotions, and reactions. Here's how to improve your communication. Active listening. Instead of just hearing the words, focus on the underlying emotions and needs of the speaker. Make sure you're fully engaged without distractions, and that you reflect back what you've heard to show you understand. Clarity and conciseness. When you speak, make sure your message is clear and direct. Avoid unnecessary jargon or over-explaining. Aim for simplicity, but ensure that your message is complete. Nonverbal communication. Your body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice all communicate as much, if not more, than your words. Be mindful of how you present yourself in conversations and ensure your body language is open, approachable, and congruent with your message. 2. Conflict resolution. No matter how skilled you are at social interactions, conflict is inevitable, but how you handle conflict can make all the difference in the quality of your relationships. Effective conflict resolution is about finding a way to address differences without escalating tension or damaging trust. Here's how to improve your conflict resolution skills. Stay calm and composed. When emotions run high, it's easy to react impulsively. But reacting impulsively often makes the situation worse. Focus on staying calm and composed so you can respond thoughtfully. Acknowledge the other person's feelings. Validate the other person's emotions and perspective before sharing your own. This shows respect and creates a more collaborative atmosphere. Focus on solutions, not blame. Instead of focusing on who is right or wrong, steer the conversation toward finding a solution. Ask questions like, how can we resolve this together? Or, what would be a fair compromise? Find common ground. Look for areas where you and the other person agree. This can serve as a foundation for resolving the conflict and moving forward in a positive direction. 3. Building rapport and trust. At the heart of every great relationship is trust. Without trust, no meaningful relationship can thrive. Building rapport and trust requires authenticity, empathy, and consistent, positive interactions. Here's how you can build rapport and trust with others. Be authentic. People are more likely to trust you when you are genuine and transparent. Be yourself and let your true personality shine through. Pretending to be something you're not will only create distance. Be reliable. Consistency is key to building trust. Follow through on your promises, meet your deadlines, and be dependable in your relationships. Show interest in others. Take the time to get to know others. Ask them about their lives and show genuine interest in what they have to say. People appreciate feeling seen and valued. 4. Influence and persuasion. Social skills also involve the ability to influence and persuade others in a way that's ethical and collaborative. Influencing others isn't about manipulation. It's about understanding their needs and guiding them toward a shared goal. Here's how to improve your influence and persuasion. Understand others' needs. The more you understand what drives the people around you, the better you can influence them in a positive way. Ask questions to uncover their goals, concerns, and values. Present solutions, not demands. Instead of telling others what to do, offer solutions that meet both your needs and theirs. Frame your ideas in a way that shows mutual benefit. Use positive reinforcement. Recognize and celebrate the efforts and contributions of others. Positive reinforcement helps people feel valued and motivated to continue working with you. Conclusion: mastering social skills for success. Mastering social skills is one of the most powerful ways to improve your emotional intelligence and create stronger, more meaningful relationships. Whether you're looking to advance in your career, deepen personal relationships, or simply become more comfortable in social situations, the ability to navigate social dynamics with ease and confidence is a game changer. By practicing effective communication, resolving conflicts gracefully, building rapport, and influencing others in positive ways, you'll enhance your ability to connect with those around you. Remember, social skills are not just for leaders or extroverts. They are essential for everyone who wants to thrive in a world that is increasingly interconnected. Chapter 7. Applying Emotional Intelligence in Real Life. In the previous chapters, we've explored the 5 core components of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. You've learned about the importance of understanding your emotions, managing them effectively, staying motivated, connecting with others on a deep emotional level, and mastering social interactions. But now the big question is, how do you put all of this knowledge into action? Understanding emotional intelligence is one thing. Practicing it consistently in your day-to-day life is another. Imagine knowing exactly how to react in any situation. Whether it's a high-stakes meeting at work, a challenging conversation with a loved one, or even a difficult moment in your own self-reflection. What if you could navigate these moments with ease, confidence, and grace? What if you could intentionally apply the skills you've developed to transform your life and relationships? In this chapter, we're going to take everything you've learned so far and show you how to apply emotional intelligence in real-life situations. From dealing with stress, to strengthening your relationships, to achieving greater success at work. This part of the audiobook will give you practical tools to integrate emotional intelligence into your daily routine. The power of self-awareness, understanding yourself in every situation. The first step in applying emotional intelligence is self-awareness. When you become truly self-aware, you can see how your emotions, thoughts, and behaviors affect your life and interactions with others. But this awareness doesn't just stop with recognizing how you feel in the moment. It also involves understanding your patterns and triggers. It's about understanding the deeper reasons behind your emotions and actions. In real life, self-awareness means that you are actively reflecting on how your emotional state is influencing your behavior, and you're able to make conscious choices about how to respond. For example, imagine you're in a meeting at work and a colleague says something that frustrates you. A self-aware person would recognize the frustration rising within them, but instead of reacting impulsively, they pause, take a deep breath, and consciously choose how to respond. To put self-awareness into practice, keep a journal. Spend a few minutes each day reflecting on your emotions. What were you feeling throughout the day? What caused those feelings? By documenting your emotional experiences, you can start to notice patterns and gain insight into how your emotional state influences your decisions and actions. Mindfulness practice. Engage in mindfulness or meditation techniques to cultivate present moment awareness. Mindfulness helps you tune into your emotions without judgment, allowing you to respond to situations from a place of clarity rather than impulsivity. Ask for feedback. Sometimes, we need an external perspective to understand ourselves better. Ask trusted friends or colleagues for feedback on how you come across in different situations. Their insights can help you identify blind spots and improve your self-awareness. The more self-aware you become, the more control you have over your reactions, and the more effective you'll be in managing your emotions. Self-regulation. Managing emotions in real time. Once you've developed self-awareness, the next step is to self-regulate, that is, to manage your emotions in real time. This is perhaps one of the most valuable skills you can develop in your personal and professional life. Self-regulation is about having the emotional control to act thoughtfully, rather than react impulsively. When you're able to regulate your emotions, you don't let your feelings hijack your behavior. For example, if you're in a stressful situation, you can stay calm instead of becoming overwhelmed. If someone insults you, you can respond with dignity rather than anger. Here's how to practice self-regulation in everyday life. Pause before reacting. When you feel an intense emotion, whether it's anger, anxiety, or excitement, give yourself a moment to breathe. This pause allows you to step out of automatic reactions and gives you time to think about how you want to respond. Even taking a deep breath before replying in a conversation can make a huge difference in how the interaction unfolds. Reframe negative thoughts. Self-regulation involves managing not only your emotions, but also your thoughts. If you're facing a challenging situation, try to reframe it in a more positive light. Instead of thinking, "This is impossible," try thinking, "This is difficult, but I can handle it." By adjusting your mindset, you're better able to control your emotions and stay grounded. Develop healthy outlets for stress. Emotional regulation also involves managing your physical response to stress. Engage in activities that help you relax, such as yoga, exercise, or deep breathing exercises. These activities help you manage stress and regulate your emotions, so you're better prepared to face challenges. When you practice self-regulation, you can face difficult situations without losing control or letting your emotions rule your decisions. You become more composed, resilient, and focused, no matter what life throws at you. The role of motivation in applying emotional intelligence. While self-awareness and self-regulation are foundational to emotional intelligence, motivation is the fuel that keeps everything moving forward. Motivation drives your actions, your persistence, and your ability to overcome obstacles. In practical terms, Motivation is the internal force that pushes you to achieve your goals even when things get tough. It's what keeps you going when you're faced with setbacks or challenges. And in applying emotional intelligence, motivation plays a huge role in your ability to stay focused, resilient, and goal-oriented. Here's how you can use motivation to put emotional intelligence into action. Set clear, meaningful goals. One of the most effective ways to stay motivated is to have a clear sense of purpose. Set goals that align with your values and passions. When your goals are meaningful, you'll find it easier to stay motivated even when things get difficult. Visualize your success. Take a moment each day to visualize your goals coming to fruition. Picture yourself succeeding and how that success will feel. Visualization can help keep you focused and motivated, especially when the journey gets tough. Celebrate small wins. Stay motivated by celebrating small milestones along the way. When you hit a small goal, take a moment to acknowledge your success. These celebrations help build momentum and reinforce your belief in your ability to succeed. Motivation is the engine that powers your emotional intelligence. By staying focused on your goals, visualizing success, and celebrating your progress, you'll maintain the energy and drive you need to overcome obstacles and achieve what you set out to do. Empathy, the key to understanding and connecting with others. Empathy has already played a critical role in helping you connect with others on a deep emotional level. But how does empathy translate into action in your everyday life? To apply empathy in real-world situations, start by practicing these strategies. Be present in conversations. When someone is speaking to you, be fully present. Put away distractions, make eye contact, and show that you care about what they're saying. This simple act of attentiveness demonstrates empathy and helps build trust. Ask questions to understand. Empathetic people don't just listen, they seek to understand. Ask questions to clarify the other person's perspective. For example, instead of assuming someone is upset, ask them, "What's going on? How are you feeling?" This shows that you care and want to understand their emotional state. Offer emotional support. Sometimes empathy means offering emotional support in the form of a comforting word, a thoughtful gesture, or simply being a good listener. When you offer support, you help others feel seen and heard, which strengthens your relationships. By practicing empathy, you deepen your connections with others and create more meaningful, supportive relationships in your personal and professional life. Social skills, strengthening your relationships and building trust. Now that you've honed your self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, and empathy, it's time to apply these skills to social interactions. Social skills are the bridge between emotional intelligence and real-world success. Whether you're networking, leading a team, or navigating a social gathering, strong social skills are essential for building trust, fostering collaboration, and maintaining positive relationships. Here's how to put your social skills to work. Be mindful of nonverbal communication. Your body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice all play a critical role in social interactions. Be mindful of how you're coming across and make sure your nonverbal cues align with your message. For example, a warm smile or open posture can help you connect with others. Develop active listening skills. Truly listening to others is one of the most important social skills you can have. When you listen attentively, you show that you value the other person's thoughts and feelings. Practice active listening by nodding, making eye contact, and responding thoughtfully. Be adaptable in different social situations. Every social situation is different, and the way you interact with others may need to change depending on the context. Whether you're at a casual get-together or a formal meeting, adjust your communication style to suit the situation. By mastering social skills, you'll be able to build strong, trusting relationships with people in all areas of your life. Your ability to communicate effectively, resolve conflicts, and inspire cooperation will help you succeed in both personal and professional settings. Chapter 8. Sustaining your emotional intelligence. We've come a long way in this journey of mastering emotional intelligence. By now, you've learned the essential components: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. You've explored how to apply these principles in your daily life to create meaningful connections, improve relationships, and enhance your overall emotional and social functioning. But here's the most important part. How do you ensure that these emotional intelligence practices stick? How do you make emotional intelligence not just a temporary skill, but a long-term way of living? Sustaining emotional intelligence is not about a one-time effort. It's about making emotional intelligence an ongoing, lifelong practice. The truth is, our emotions and relationships are constantly evolving. The world changes, people change, and life presents new challenges. Emotional intelligence needs to be something you continually work on, so you're ready for whatever life throws at you. In this chapter, we'll discuss how to maintain and strengthen your emotional intelligence over time. We'll explore the strategies that can help you stay committed to your personal growth, continue developing your skills, and ensure that emotional intelligence becomes a permanent part of your mindset, behavior, and success. The continuous process of self-awareness. Self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence. It is the practice of being conscious of your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, and understanding how they affect the world around you. However, self-awareness is not something that you simply achieve and then forget about. It's a continuous process of observation and reflection. In fact, self-awareness needs to be nurtured consistently throughout your life. To sustain your self-awareness, start by integrating reflection into your daily routine. Here are some practical ways to do this. Daily reflection. Set aside a few minutes at the end of each day to reflect on your emotions and actions. Ask yourself questions like, what emotions did I experience today? What triggered those emotions? How did I respond? Did my responses align with my values? What could I do differently next time? These simple but powerful questions will help you stay in tune with your inner world. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is a proven way to strengthen self-awareness. By being fully present in each moment, you train your brain to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment. Whether it's through meditation, breathing exercises, or simply focusing on your surroundings, mindfulness helps you connect with your emotions and reactions in real time. Get honest feedback. One of the best ways to stay self-aware is to seek honest feedback from others. Talk to trusted friends, colleagues, or mentors, and ask for insights about how they perceive you. Be open to constructive criticism and use it as a tool for self-improvement. Self-awareness is not a destination, but a lifelong journey. The more regularly you check in with yourself and your emotions, the more you'll understand how they shape your experiences. This awareness will help you continue growing in emotional intelligence and help you make better choices. Sustaining self-regulation. Through ongoing practice. Self-regulation, the ability to manage your emotions in a healthy and productive way, is another key pillar of emotional intelligence that requires consistent practice. While you may have mastered self-regulation in certain situations, life will inevitably continue to present challenges that test your emotional control. The key to sustaining self-regulation is to make it a habit and incorporate strategies that help you stay calm, composed, and focused, even in the midst of stress or adversity. Here's how you can sustain self-regulation over time. Develop healthy stress management techniques. It's not enough to just manage stress when it arises. You need to have consistent practices in place to manage stress proactively. Regular exercise, proper sleep, and healthy eating are essential for maintaining emotional balance. Also, Practices like yoga, meditation, and deep breathing can help calm your nervous system and prevent emotional outbursts in high-pressure situations. Create emotional timeouts. One of the best tools for emotional regulation is the ability to take a step back and pause before reacting. If you're in a heated moment or feeling overwhelmed, give yourself permission to take a break. Walk away from the situation, go for a short walk, or take deep breaths. This pause allows you to regain your composure and respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Revisit your triggers. Over time, you'll start to notice what situations tend to trigger emotional reactions. These triggers could be specific people, high stress environments, or certain types of conflict. When you become aware of your emotional triggers, you can create strategies to handle them more effectively. Whether it's using calming techniques, setting boundaries, or preparing yourself mentally, having a plan for dealing with triggers will help you maintain your self-regulation. Self-regulation is not something you just fix once and move on. It's an ongoing practice that requires regular attention and effort. By consistently reinforcing healthy habits and practicing emotional control, you'll be better equipped to handle any challenges that come your way. Nurturing motivation. Staying driven through life's ups and downs. Motivation is what keeps you going when life gets tough. It's what drives you to pursue your goals, overcome obstacles, and maintain your commitment to growth. But like all aspects of emotional intelligence, motivation needs to be nurtured regularly to remain strong. External circumstances and life changes can sap your motivation, but if you've cultivated intrinsic motivation, the kind that comes from within, you'll be able to stay on track no matter what. Here's how to sustain your motivation for the long term. Reconnect with your why. Regularly remind yourself of why you're doing what you're doing. Revisit the deeper reasons behind your goals, whether it's the desire to improve your relationships, achieve career success, or become a better person. Reconnecting with your why helps you stay motivated and focused on what matters most. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Motivation is sustained when you acknowledge and celebrate small victories along the way. Rather than waiting for the big end goal to feel accomplished, take time to appreciate your progress. Did you have a difficult conversation that you handled well? Did you manage to stay calm under pressure? These are victories worth celebrating and will keep you motivated to keep going. Surround yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with play a huge role in your motivation. Surround yourself with individuals who inspire you, who support your goals, and who encourage your growth. When you have a network of people who uplift you, it becomes easier to stay motivated, even in challenging times. By consistently nurturing your internal motivation, you ensure that you have the drive to continue pursuing your goals, no matter what obstacles arise. Motivation isn't something you can rely on sporadically. It needs to be woven into the fabric of your everyday mindset and behavior. Empathy. Continuing to build deep, meaningful connections. As you continue to develop your emotional intelligence, your capacity for empathy will deepen. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, and it is one of the most powerful ways to strengthen your relationships. To sustain your empathy over the long term, it's important to stay engaged with the people around you, listen attentively, and seek to understand before being understood. Here are some ways to keep empathy at the forefront of your life. Listen more than you speak. It's easy to get caught up in our own thoughts, but true empathy requires active listening. When you engage with others, focus on really hearing them. Put away distractions like your phone. Maintain eye contact and give them space to express themselves fully. Put yourself in others' shoes. Every time you interact with someone, take a moment to imagine what they might be going through. Whether they're facing a personal challenge or simply having a rough day, recognizing their emotional state will help you respond with compassion. Be vulnerable. Vulnerability creates connection. When you share your own experiences and emotions with others, it opens the door for them to do the same. By being open and authentic, you foster deeper emotional bonds and create a sense of mutual understanding and trust. Sustaining empathy requires you to continue practicing emotional awareness in your interactions with others. As you build empathy, you'll find that your relationships become richer, more rewarding, and more fulfilling. Social skills, refining your ability to build lasting relationships. Social skills are the practical application of emotional intelligence in the world of human interactions. Whether you're working with a team, managing relationships, or interacting with clients, your social skills are constantly tested. To sustain your social skills, you need to practice them in a variety of settings and consistently refine your ability to connect, communicate, and collaborate. Here's how to keep your social skills sharp. Practice active networking. Whether it's in person or online, make an effort to build and maintain your professional and personal networks. Networking isn't just about getting ahead. It's about creating meaningful relationships with people who can support your growth and who you can support in return. Learn to adapt to different social contexts. Social skills are not one size fits all. What works in one environment might not work in another. For example, the way you communicate in a casual conversation with friends is different from how you would engage in a business meeting. Continue to refine your ability to read the room, adjust your tone, and connect with people based on the context of the interaction. Seek feedback on your interactions. Just as with self-awareness, seeking feedback on your social interactions can help you improve. Ask others for insights on how you come across in social situations. Do you listen well? Are you engaging? Do people feel heard? Use this feedback to adjust and improve your approach. Social skills are a lifelong practice, and the more you refine them, the more successful you'll be in building lasting relationships and thriving in social situations. Chapter 9. The long-term benefits of emotional intelligence. By now, you have journeyed through the core aspects of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. You've learned the strategies to cultivate and sustain these traits, and you've taken actionable steps to integrate emotional intelligence into your daily life. But why is this all so important? What is the bigger picture that emotional intelligence helps you achieve? The truth is, emotional intelligence is a game changer, not just for your immediate success, but for your long-term happiness and well-being. The benefits of emotional intelligence are vast, touching every area of your life, from your career to your personal relationships to your mental and emotional health. In this chapter, we will explore the long-term benefits of emotional intelligence and how these benefits will continue to unfold throughout your life. We'll discuss how emotional intelligence can transform your experiences, guide you through challenges, and ultimately lead to a more fulfilled, successful life. Emotional intelligence and career success. Let's start with one of the most immediately impactful areas: your career. Emotional intelligence plays a huge role in professional success. It's not enough to be skilled or knowledgeable in your field. Your ability to connect with others, manage stress, collaborate with teams, and lead effectively can be just as important. Emotional intelligence gives you the tools to manage your emotions and social interactions, which are crucial in almost every professional setting. Here's how emotional intelligence translates into long-term career success. Improved leadership. One of the most powerful ways emotional intelligence impacts your career is by improving your leadership abilities. Leaders who possess high emotional intelligence are better at motivating their teams, managing conflicts, and fostering a positive work environment. Emotional intelligence allows you to tune into the emotions of your team members ensuring that their needs are met and that they feel valued and understood. As a result, employees are more likely to stay motivated and engaged, leading to higher productivity and lower turnover. If you're in a leadership position or aiming for one, emotional intelligence is a key driver of your success. It helps you connect with others on a human level, inspire loyalty, and create an environment where people want to succeed. Even if you're not in a formal leadership role, demonstrating emotional intelligence can position you as a trusted influencer in your workplace, ultimately helping you advance in your career. Better decision-making. High emotional intelligence improves your ability to make thoughtful, well-informed decisions. It helps you navigate complex situations, considering not only the logical aspects, but also the emotional implications. For example, when you understand your own emotional responses and those of others, you're less likely to make impulsive decisions driven by anxiety, frustration, or excitement. Instead, you'll be able to stay calm, think clearly, and choose a course of action that aligns with both your goals and the needs of your team or organization. Conflict resolution. Emotional intelligence equips you with the tools to handle workplace conflicts with grace. When you have the ability to regulate your own emotions and understand the emotions of others, you can approach conflicts with empathy and understanding. This makes it easier to resolve disagreements in a way that benefits everyone involved. Rather than escalating a conflict, emotionally intelligent individuals can navigate it calmly, seeking a win-win solution that leaves everyone feeling heard and respected. Increased resilience. In any career, setbacks and challenges are inevitable, but emotional intelligence helps you stay resilient in the face of adversity. By managing your emotions effectively, you can bounce back from failures or disappointments without losing your confidence or motivation. Instead of getting discouraged, you'll view challenges as opportunities to learn and grow, helping you maintain a forward-focused mindset. As you continue to cultivate your emotional intelligence, you'll find that it directly contributes to your career success. Your ability to navigate the complex emotional dynamics of the workplace, lead with empathy, and make thoughtful decisions will help you climb the career ladder and achieve long-term professional fulfillment. Emotional intelligence and personal relationships. While career success is a major benefit of emotional intelligence, its true power lies in how it enhances personal relationships. Whether it's with a partner, family members, or friends, emotional intelligence is the key to building deep, meaningful, and long-lasting connections. Here's how emotional intelligence impacts your personal relationships. Deeper connections with others. At the heart of every strong relationship is emotional connection. Emotional intelligence allows you to truly understand others' feelings and needs, creating a deeper bond. By practicing empathy and active listening, you can foster a sense of trust and understanding in all your relationships. This leads to more open, honest communication, which is the foundation for lasting connections. Improved communication. Many relationship challenges arise from miscommunication or the inability to express emotions effectively. Emotional intelligence helps you communicate with clarity and sensitivity. You'll be able to articulate your thoughts and feelings in a way that is respectful of others' emotions, leading to fewer misunderstandings and more constructive conversations. Stronger conflict resolution. Disagreements are inevitable in any relationship. However, emotional intelligence gives you the tools to manage conflict in a way that is productive and respectful. Rather than allowing emotions to drive reactions, emotionally intelligent individuals can approach disagreements with a calm and level-headed attitude, focusing on solutions rather than blame. This makes it easier to work through issues and emerge with a stronger, more resilient bond. Increased empathy and compassion. Empathy is a key component of emotional intelligence, and it plays a huge role in how you relate to others. By developing empathy, you become better at understanding and validating the emotions of those around you. This creates an environment where people feel heard, respected, and supported. In turn, this strengthens your relationships and helps you create an emotionally safe space where everyone can thrive. Healthier boundaries. Emotional intelligence also helps you maintain healthier boundaries in your relationships. By recognizing your own emotional needs and communicating them effectively, you can create a balance between caring for others and taking care of yourself. You'll be better at setting limits and saying no when necessary, without feeling guilty or overwhelmed. The benefits of emotional intelligence in personal relationships are profound. By cultivating empathy, improving communication, and resolving conflicts in a constructive way, you'll create more fulfilling, supportive relationships that stand the test of time, emotional intelligence, and mental health. Beyond professional and personal success, emotional intelligence has a profound impact on your mental health. The ability to understand and regulate your emotions reduces stress, anxiety, and the risk of burnout, while also enhancing your overall sense of well-being. In fact, emotional intelligence is a powerful tool in managing mental health challenges and improving your emotional resilience. Here's how emotional intelligence supports mental well-being. Reduced stress and anxiety. When you're emotionally intelligent, you are more aware of your triggers and the ways in which stress affects your body and mind. This awareness allows you to take proactive steps to manage stress, such as practicing relaxation techniques, taking breaks, and prioritizing self-care. By regulating your emotions and staying mindful of your stress levels, you can reduce the negative impact that stress has on your mental health. Better emotional regulation. Emotional intelligence empowers you to manage difficult emotions, such as frustration, anger, sadness, or fear. Instead of being overwhelmed by these feelings, you can respond to them in a healthy and controlled way. This ability to regulate your emotions reduces the risk of emotional outbursts, irrational decision-making, or unhealthy coping mechanisms, all of which can take a toll on your mental health. Increased resilience to adversity. Life is full of challenges, and emotional intelligence provides the emotional resilience you need to navigate them. Whether you're facing a personal crisis, professional setbacks, or unexpected life changes, emotional intelligence helps you maintain a sense of balance and perspective. You're better equipped to weather the storm, learn from the experience, and move forward with a positive mindset. Improved self-esteem. As you become more emotionally intelligent, you also develop a stronger sense of self-worth. You become more comfortable with who you are, accept your flaws, and recognize your strengths. This boosts your confidence and self-esteem, helping you face life's challenges with greater ease and self-assurance. By prioritizing emotional intelligence, you can improve your mental health, increase your emotional resilience, and cultivate a more positive, balanced mindset. The long-term benefits of emotional intelligence go far beyond external success. They empower you to live a more fulfilling and peaceful life. The long-term rewards of emotional intelligence. As you continue to practice and integrate emotional intelligence into your life, you'll begin to see the long-term rewards that come with it. These rewards will shape every aspect of your existence, from your career to your relationships to your personal well-being. The true beauty of emotional intelligence is that it is a lifelong journey. The more you practice it, the more natural and effortless it becomes. And as you cultivate these skills, the benefits will continue to compound, bringing you success, happiness, and fulfillment at every stage of life. Conclusion: embrace the power of emotional intelligence for a better life. Emotional intelligence is not a destination. It's a lifelong journey of growth, learning, and transformation. As you continue to apply the principles you've learned, you'll experience the profound, long-lasting impact of emotional intelligence in all areas of your life. You'll become a better leader, a more compassionate partner, a more resilient individual, and a more connected human being. Now that you understand the incredible long-term benefits of emotional intelligence, it's time to take the next step. Continue practicing, continue growing, and continue embracing the power of emotional intelligence. The rewards are limitless, and the life you create with these skills will be one of lasting success, joy, and fulfillment. Chapter 10. Practical Applications and Real-World Examples of Emotional Intelligence. Now that we've explored the foundational aspects of emotional intelligence, EI, and the long-term benefits it brings, it's time to take a deeper look at how these concepts actually work in the real world. Emotional intelligence isn't just a theoretical idea. It's something that, when practiced consistently, can have a profound impact on every part of your life, whether you're navigating professional environments, building personal relationships, or simply going through daily life. Emotional intelligence plays a critical role in shaping your experiences. The real beauty of EI is in its practical applications. The tangible ways it enhances communication, helps you deal with challenges, and fosters stronger, more authentic connections. In this chapter, we'll explore how you can use emotional intelligence in your everyday life. We'll examine real-world examples and scenarios that illustrate how EI can be a game changer and provide strategies to help you integrate these principles effectively. This isn't just about abstract theory. It's about taking these emotional tools and using them to create meaningful change in your personal and professional life. Emotional intelligence in the workplace, from collaboration to leadership. In the professional world, emotional intelligence is a powerful tool that impacts every area of your work. Whether you're working on a team, leading others, or communicating with clients and colleagues, your ability to recognize, understand, and manage emotions is a major factor in your effectiveness and success. Here's how emotional intelligence can be applied in various workplace scenarios. Scenario 1. Leading with emotional intelligence. Imagine you're a manager of a diverse team in a fast-paced environment. There are moments when the stress of deadlines, differing personalities, and conflicting ideas could lead to frustration, burnout, or even conflict. As a leader, how can you ensure the team remains cohesive and motivated? This is where emotional intelligence can make a huge difference. By staying attuned to your team members' emotions, you can respond with empathy, understanding the challenges they face, and helping them navigate difficult situations. For example, if a team member seems overwhelmed or disengaged, you might check in with them individually, offering support and guidance. You could also provide an opportunity for them to share their concerns in a safe, open environment. Leaders who lead with emotional intelligence know how to adjust their communication style based on the emotions of their team. Whether it's using positive reinforcement during stressful times or knowing when to give constructive feedback with compassion, emotional intelligence helps you keep your team motivated and productive. By using these skills, you create a sense of trust and psychological safety within your team, which leads to greater collaboration, higher morale, and ultimately, improved performance. This makes emotional intelligence a key ingredient for leadership success. Scenario 2. Navigating workplace conflict. Conflict in the workplace is inevitable. People have different ideas, priorities, and personalities. However, not all conflict is bad. It's how you handle it that makes the difference. Imagine you're part of a project team and tensions rise between two colleagues who have conflicting ideas about how to move forward. With high emotional intelligence, you can step in and use your understanding of emotions to mediate the situation. Instead of letting the conflict escalate into something personal or destructive, you help both parties express their concerns, validate their feelings, and find a solution that works for everyone. You might use active listening skills, showing both parties that you're genuinely interested in understanding their perspectives. By focusing on the emotions behind the conflict and managing your own reactions, you can turn potential confrontations into opportunities for problem solving and growth. Rather than avoiding or escalating the disagreement, you can help your team develop deeper respect for one another and build stronger working relationships in the process. Scenario 3. Enhancing customer service with empathy. If you work in a client-facing role, whether in customer service, sales, or management, you know how critical it is to understand your customers' emotions. If a client is upset because a product or service didn't meet their expectations, how do you handle the situation? With emotional intelligence, you approach the interaction with empathy. Instead of reacting defensively or brushing off the customer's concerns, you actively listen to their frustrations and acknowledge their feelings. For example, you might say, "I can understand why you'd be upset. I would feel the same way if I were in your shoes." This validation can go a long way toward de-escalating a tense situation and building rapport with the client. Once you've acknowledged the client's emotions, you work collaboratively to find a solution. Whether it's issuing a refund, offering a replacement, or finding another way to meet their needs, showing that you care about their satisfaction strengthens the relationship and builds loyalty. In customer service, emotional intelligence can turn a potentially negative experience into an opportunity for positive engagement. Clients don't just remember the service you provided, they remember how you made them feel. Emotional intelligence in personal relationships. Building deeper connections. Now that we've explored EI in the workplace, let's focus on how emotional intelligence can significantly enhance personal relationships. From family dynamics to romantic partnerships and friendships, emotional intelligence plays a vital role in nurturing deeper, more meaningful connections. Scenario 1. Deepening your romantic relationships. In a romantic relationship, emotional intelligence helps create a space where both partners feel heard, valued, and understood. One of the biggest challenges couples face is the inability to communicate emotions effectively, often leading to misunderstandings or conflicts. For example, if one partner is upset but doesn't communicate their emotions clearly, the other might feel confused or hurt. With emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize and address these emotions can create a healthier dynamic. If you're the partner who notices something's off, you might approach the situation with sensitivity, asking open-ended questions like, "I can tell you're upset. Would you like to talk about it?" Instead of reacting defensively or letting tension build, emotional intelligence allows you to regulate your own emotions, keeping the conversation calm and productive. When both partners practice emotional intelligence, they can address issues before they escalate, fostering trust and intimacy in the relationship. Scenario 2. Strengthening family bonds. In family relationships, emotions run deep. Whether it's managing disagreements, understanding different perspectives, or supporting each other through tough times, emotional intelligence helps you navigate complex family dynamics. Let's say there's a disagreement between family members during a holiday gathering. One family member is upset, and others are feeling frustrated or confused. With emotional intelligence, you can step in to de-escalate the situation, acknowledging everyone's feelings and creating an environment where each person feels heard. For instance, you might say, "I understand that tensions are high right now, and I can see why you're feeling frustrated. Let's take a moment to calm down and talk about how we can find a solution." By using empathy and active listening, you can help your family members resolve conflicts respectfully, preserving the relationships while addressing the underlying issues. Scenario 3. Enhancing friendships. Friendships, like any relationship, require nurturing and care. Emotional intelligence helps you stay attuned to the needs of your friends, ensuring that you maintain strong, supportive bonds over time. For example, imagine your friend is going through a tough time, perhaps a breakup or loss of a loved one. With emotional intelligence, you can offer the right kind of support. Instead of trying to fix the problem, you simply listen, validate their emotions, and offer comfort. You might say, "I'm so sorry you're going through this. I'm here for you. Whenever you need to talk or just need a distraction, let me know." Empathy and active listening can strengthen your friendships, helping your friends feel understood and cared for. By maintaining this emotional awareness, you create lasting, meaningful connections that endure life's ups and downs. Emotional intelligence in daily life, everyday applications. While workplace and personal relationships are often where emotional intelligence is most clearly applied, it's also essential in our daily lives. Whether you're grocery shopping, interacting with a stranger, or even managing your emotions in traffic, EI plays a role in navigating everyday situations with calmness and clarity. Scenario 1. Managing everyday stress. We all experience stress in daily life, whether it's dealing with unexpected delays, navigating crowded spaces, or facing minor inconveniences. Emotional intelligence helps you respond to stress without becoming overwhelmed or reactive. If you're stuck in traffic, for example, rather than allowing frustration to build, you can practice mindfulness, focus on your breathing, or even listen to a calming podcast. By staying emotionally balanced, you prevent stress from negatively affecting your mood and interactions. Scenario 2. Engaging in polite social interactions. Not every social interaction requires deep emotional intelligence, but it still plays a key role in how you engage with others. A simple conversation with a stranger, for example, can benefit from emotional intelligence. By being aware of their emotions and cues, you can adjust your tone, body language, and choice of words to create a positive interaction. Whether it's giving someone a genuine compliment, showing patience in a long line, or offering a smile to someone who seems down, these small moments of emotional connection make the world a better place. Chapter 11. Mastering emotional intelligence in challenging situations. Every day we face challenges, some minor, some significant. Whether you're dealing with stressful situations at work, navigating conflicts in your personal relationships, or managing unexpected life changes, one constant is that emotions will come into play. In these moments, the ability to manage your emotions, understand those of others, and respond with empathy and insight is what separates those who survive adversity from those who truly thrive. In this chapter, we're going to explore how emotional intelligence can be the key to mastering life's most difficult moments. We'll break down how EI can empower you to face adversity not as a victim, but as someone who can stay composed, act with clarity, and grow from challenges. We'll look at several real-world examples of challenging situations where emotional intelligence can be the game changer, and we'll discuss practical techniques you can use to maintain emotional balance and resilience when faced with adversity. Emotional intelligence in conflict resolution, turning adversity into opportunity. Scenario 1. Workplace conflict. Imagine you're part of a project team and a conflict arises. Two colleagues have differing opinions on how a project should proceed, and it's causing tension within the team. You can feel the negativity in the room. Everyone's starting to get frustrated, and there's the looming risk that the team could become divided. How does emotional intelligence help in this scenario? First, you take a step back and recognize that emotions are running high, but they don't have to control the situation. As someone who is emotionally intelligent, you don't let your own frustrations dictate your actions. Instead, you focus on staying calm and composed. You might feel angry or frustrated, but you choose not to react impulsively. In a conflict situation like this, the goal is to listen to everyone involved and validate their feelings. You approach your colleagues with empathy, acknowledging their concerns, and show that you understand their points of view. You might say, "I can see why this issue is important to you, and I appreciate your perspective. Let's explore how we can address both concerns." By doing this, you create an open and safe space for dialogue, making the conversation less about who's right and more about finding a solution. Instead of letting the disagreement fester, you focus on problem solving, emphasizing that everyone's emotional needs and ideas are important. Emotional intelligence allows you to stay objective and facilitate constructive conversations, even in the most heated moments. Rather than escalating conflict, you can guide the group to a collaborative solution, turning a potential setback into an opportunity for better teamwork and communication. Scenario 2. Personal conflict with a loved one. Let's say you're having a disagreement with a close friend or partner. Emotions are running high and the situation is starting to feel like it's spiraling. The emotional intensity of the conflict might make it difficult for you to stay calm or think rationally. Here's where emotional intelligence plays a crucial role in de-escalating the situation and ensuring that the relationship isn't harmed by the disagreement. The first step is to recognize your emotional triggers. Are you feeling attacked, hurt, defensive? Once you become aware of your emotional state, you can choose not to let those emotions dictate your reactions. Instead of raising your voice or saying something you might regret in the heat of the moment, you can use empathy and active listening to validate your loved one's feelings. Even if you disagree with them, you acknowledge their perspective by saying something like, "I can understand why you're upset about this. Let's talk through it." Once both sides feel heard and understood, it's much easier to find common ground. Emotional intelligence helps you engage in a dialogue that isn't about winning or losing, but about building mutual understanding. You can address the issue at hand without letting the conflict damage the trust and affection in the relationship. By handling the situation with emotional intelligence, you not only resolve the disagreement, but also deepen the bond you share with that person. This level of emotional maturity builds stronger, healthier relationships over time. Emotional intelligence in stressful situations. Maintaining composure under pressure scenario. 1. High-pressure work environments. In high-pressure situations, like tight deadlines or important meetings, emotions can often run wild. Maybe you're facing a deadline at work and things aren't going according to plan. The stress and anxiety are mounting, and it seems like the pressure is unbearable. How do you manage these intense emotions while still delivering results? Emotional intelligence in this scenario means stepping back and recognizing your stress for what it is. Just a temporary emotional reaction, not something that needs to dictate your performance. You acknowledge the anxiety, but instead of allowing it to overwhelm you, you reframe your perspective and use it as motivation. A powerful tool to deal with stress is mindful breathing. By focusing on your breath and grounding yourself in the present moment, you allow yourself the space to process your emotions and think clearly. Instead of reacting impulsively or feeling paralyzed by the situation, you use self-regulation to calm your mind and maintain control over your emotions. Another key component of EI in stressful situations is the ability to stay positive and focus on solutions. Rather than ruminating on everything that could go wrong, you shift your focus to what you can control. By breaking the task into smaller, manageable steps and maintaining a positive mindset, you lower your stress levels and remain focused on the end goal. By practicing emotional intelligence in these stressful moments, you can avoid becoming overwhelmed and make clear strategic decisions under pressure. Your emotional resilience becomes a powerful tool for success, even in the most high-stress environments. Scenario 2. Personal life challenges. Life can sometimes throw curveballs, whether it's health problems, a family crisis, or financial struggles. These situations can be emotionally taxing, and it's easy to fall into a mindset of helplessness or frustration. But emotional intelligence offers a different approach. Instead of allowing yourself to be consumed by negative emotions like worry or helplessness, emotional intelligence encourages you to take proactive steps. First, you acknowledge and accept your emotions. This is critical because denying or suppressing them only intensifies the stress. Next, you practice self-regulation to avoid letting your emotions cloud your judgment For instance, if you're going through a financial crisis, emotional intelligence helps you stay grounded. Rather than allowing panic to set in, you take a step back and analyze the situation logically. You may not have control over the circumstances, but you have control over how you respond to them. By focusing on what you can control, whether it's cutting unnecessary expenses or seeking out financial advice, you take empowered steps toward resolving the issue. Through emotional intelligence, you not only handle personal challenges better, but also create a mindset of resilience. The more you use emotional intelligence to cope with difficult situations, the more you build your emotional stamina for whatever life throws at you in the future. Emotional intelligence in health and wellness, cultivating mental and physical well-being. Beyond handling conflict or stressful situations, emotional intelligence also plays a crucial role in maintaining overall well-being. Stress, anxiety, and unhealthy emotional reactions can take a significant toll on both your mental and physical health. But by mastering emotional intelligence, you can protect your health and create a balanced, fulfilling life. Scenario 1. Preventing burnout. Burnout is a major concern in today's fast-paced world, especially for those juggling demanding careers, family responsibilities, and personal goals. The key to preventing burnout lies in managing your emotions and stress levels effectively. With high emotional intelligence, you can recognize early signs of burnout, like feeling overwhelmed, disengaged, or physically exhausted, and take proactive measures to prevent it from escalating. For instance, if you notice yourself feeling drained at work, EI encourages you to prioritize self-care. This might mean taking breaks throughout the day, saying no to additional tasks, or finding ways to delegate responsibilities. Self-regulation helps you avoid overexertion, while self-awareness lets you acknowledge when you're nearing your limits. By practicing emotional intelligence, you can keep burnout at bay and ensure you maintain your physical and mental well-being, so you can continue to perform at your best. Scenario 2. Managing chronic stress. Chronic stress can have lasting negative effects on your health, leading to conditions like anxiety, depression, and even heart disease. But emotional intelligence helps you stay on top of your stress levels. Recognizing stress as it arises allows you to take action early before it takes a physical toll. For example, if you're constantly feeling tense or stressed, emotional intelligence helps you develop healthier coping mechanisms. Instead of turning to unhealthy habits like overeating or excessive drinking, you turn to mindfulness techniques such as meditation or deep breathing exercises to manage your emotions effectively. By learning to regulate your emotional responses, you improve your ability to manage stress in a way that protects your health over the long term. Final takeaways: mastering emotional intelligence for life. The power of emotional intelligence. Throughout this audiobook, we've explored the vital role emotional intelligence, EI, plays in shaping our personal and professional lives. From understanding your emotions to managing relationships with others, EI is a skill that improves with practice and transforms how we interact with the world. But emotional intelligence is not a one-time achievement. It's a lifelong journey. As we conclude, it's important to reflect on the key pillars of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. These core components provide the foundation for growth, allowing you to navigate conflicts, handle stress, and build meaningful relationships with ease. Emotional intelligence as a lifelong practice. The journey toward mastering emotional intelligence is ongoing. It's not about perfection, but about consistent practice. Every time you use EI, whether in a difficult conversation, stressful situation, or to reflect on your emotions, you grow stronger in your ability to manage life's challenges. Remember, emotional intelligence thrives when you integrate it into your everyday life, acknowledge your emotions, respond with empathy, and practice self-regulation. With these tools, you can turn even the most challenging situations into opportunities for growth. Key takeaways. Self-awareness. Continuously reflect on your emotions and understand your triggers. Self-regulation. Stay calm in difficult situations and choose your responses wisely. Motivation. Find purpose in your goals and stay driven, even when faced with setbacks. Empathy. Actively listen and understand others' emotions to build strong, meaningful connections. Social skills. Cultivate healthy, constructive relationships and navigate social dynamics with ease. Continuing your journey. To continue growing your emotional intelligence, focus on mindfully practicing these skills daily. Whether in the workplace, at home, or in your community, applying EI can lead to better relationships, greater emotional resilience, and personal success. Be patient with yourself, as emotional intelligence, like any skill, takes time to develop. Final thoughts. You now have the tools to master emotional intelligence and enhance every area of your life. EI is not just a set of skills, but a way of living, one that leads to deeper connections, clearer decision-making, and greater fulfillment. Keep practicing, keep growing, and watch as emotional intelligence transforms your world. Thank you for listening to How to Master Emotional Intelligence and Social Skills. Your journey has just begun, and the skills you've learned will continue to serve you for a lifetime. Stay committed, and remember, the more you practice EI, the better you'll become at navigating the complexities of life with confidence and grace. Thank you for joining me on this journey to mastering emotional intelligence. The best part? This is just the beginning. Keep practicing, keep growing, and keep evolving as the emotionally intelligent person you were always meant to be.